So I built this little speed build in Tomarani as my first residential rental, in fact, when I had early access to The Sims 4 for rent. Thanks so much for joining me on the channel today. Really appreciate you being here. Thanks again to the EA Creator Network for providing me with early access ahead of a release to the new Sims 4 for rent expansion pack. I had a ton of fun getting to build this little 3-unit residential rental for you in the world of Tomarang. I went in, this was literally the first thing I did. If you know me at all, if you watch my Twitch streams, my TikTok streams, so on and so forth, you'll know that I'm a bit of a build lover. I really enjoy building. So the first thing I had to do was I had to explore how building a residential rental was going to work for me. And I had this idea in my mind of kind of like, these, units that sit kind of on top of one another sort of thing. You've got these 2 units that you're looking at the moment that are like hard up against each other. And then you'll see in a moment, we move upstairs and I start building the unit on top that has 2 floors. Of course, the one that has 2 floors is the one that I chose to be for my property owner / landlord, of course. I had a lot of fun building this though. I really was unsure as to how it was going to turn out, but I think I'm going to start doing this when I get early access to packs, or if I get early access to packs in future. I think this was a really great way of showcasing to me the build buy catalogs of this pack. I was really nervous, going in. I had a little bit of a browse before and I was like, I don't know whether or not there's a whole lot that I love. But now actually having done a little bit of a cheeky build, like the speed build that you're seeing, I actually kind of really enjoy the catalog a lot. There's a lot of really great items, a lot of great wood colors. There's also a lot of great vibrant colors. As you'll see, this unit on the bottom floor, one's pink, one's blue, and this top one that I'm about to spoil for you is about to be yellow. Like, I really like the bright colors, because if you watch the trailer for For Rent, there was a unit that had, this nice bright white color, this nice bright blue color, and that was definitely something that I felt was a really key part of Tomarang. So I wanted to try and build a unit, or a set of units, I should say, that felt a little bit more appropriate to the world. Give myself a bit of a challenge that, of building something that felt like it could very well fit into the world of Tomarang and could have been there on launch. I wasn't really sure as to how, I was going to go on with, building it with this idea of having, 2 units on the bottom floor and then 1 unit with 2 stories on the second floor. But I think when you see the end result, you've probably seen the thumbnail, I'm actually really happy with how it turned out. I actually really love the 2-story unit. I wasn't thinking originally that I was going to have my Sims, the landlord, the property owner that is, live on this lot, but I actually found myself really falling in love with it. I was planning to have, it essentially be like an in-laws suite or something, where you're, when your grandma needs to come live with you or something like that, that's where your grandmother lives. But I really fell in love with how the unit looked. I fell in love with a lot of the furniture as well. Lots of great colors, patterns, textures as well. Lots of things to love. I think it's also worth talking about how beautiful the scenery is in the world of Tomarang too. Like, just this lot that we're looking at the moment is absolutely stunning. Like, you've got this beautiful waterfront lot that is just gorgeous and absolutely floored me. The whole world of Tomarang, in my experience, has been absolutely gorgeous. I've been absolutely loving playing in this world the entire time. I've made a couple of families, I've played with some of the townies, and all of it's just been really enjoyable to, walk around the world and experience it. At the time of recording, I haven't done anything of the night markets, but I'm really keen to give the night markets a crack in the next couple of days. And hoping that I get to do that, because I know the night markets are a huge part of gameplay. At time of recording, I've done things like breaking and entering, I've been a landlord, I've got the, the vacancies filled and things like that. So I've still got a lot of exploring to do. And you'll see a lot of that come out in, my shorts content and my actual videos as well, in the next little while. If it hasn't already gone up, I'll link it below if it has and in the cards above, but be sure to subscribe and stay tuned for a video that I've got going out that gives you a full comprehensive guide on how to be a successful property owner and how to essentially get started from scratch as a property owner in The Sims 4 for rent. Because I know a lot of people have been really concerned about how they are going to actually become a property owner in the game and whether or not it's actually going to, be super simple, straightforward, easy, that kind of language, as to whether or not it's going to be a simple process. And it is a relatively simple process if you're familiar with things like build mode. There will be a small learning curve if you're not familiar with how build mode works, like if you're not much of a builder. But again, if you're not much of a builder, you can always download a build off the gallery to kind of circumvent that issue. But even for somebody who's not a builder, I think it is a super simple and straightforward process that I really, really enjoyed. I really enjoy the system of being able to just click on rooms to assign it to a unit. I really, really enjoy that a lot. Obviously, if you make one big box like I've got going on here in this yellow unit, it assigns everything within it to the yellow unit, which is really, really nice. You'll see later in this video, I really wish you could have seen how frustrated I was by the fact that all these units have like blue, pink, and yellow lines around them. I genuinely thought these blue, pink, and yellow lines were here to stay and that I was never ever going to get rid of them, and it was going to make building a residential rental an absolute nightmare for me. But you'll see later I work out how to turn it off. The little green icon next to the time of day symbol is how you go and turn that off. I wish you could have been in the room for the moment that I discovered that was a thing in the game, because man, did I let out a big OMG. I let out such a big OMG, and I hadn't done that in many of the other early access periods that I've had the chance to get to. I'm really keen to hear what you guys are most excited about with the Sims 4 for Rent pack, because at the time of this video going up, I'll still have early access and there's still time for me to make videos ahead of release. So if you have things that you're interested in and you want to potentially learn more about, know more about, all that kind of stuff, maybe leave it in the comments and I might try and get to it as well, and see whether or not I can, maybe answer that question for you as to, hey, here's how this works. I'm doing a lot of that kind of content generally for a lot of like the bigger, like more obvious features that I think most people are really keen on seeing, for like my shorts form. So make sure you're going to my YouTube channel and clicking on the shorts tab as well. My shorts has tons of content as well. And you can also find it on my TikTok page, which will be linked below as well. I'm going to be exploring this pack heaps on my Twitch channel as well, and on my TikTok streams over the next couple of weeks, probably, to be honest, for the rest of the year, because this pack is pretty good. I haven't done probably as much exploring as I would like to do in this pack. I think I really wish I'd done more, but I've just simply been far too busy to be able to do, enough. The day I got early access was the day that I built this, and I cleared my whole work schedule literally just to be able to devote a couple of hours to building something in this game. And if that's all I got done during, the however long I had access, I think it was like 2.5 weeks that I'll have had access by the end of this. If that's all I got done, I'll consider it a success, because I got to make a build and I got to upload it here on YouTube as well for you guys. I'm really interested to learn whether or not you guys like this kind of video where, there's a build going on in the background while I kind of chat about it. I think especially when I get something like early access to a Sims pack, to where I can kind of sit here and like chat about, a little bit more intricate details. Obviously I do my review videos, and I'm definitely going to do a review video for this pack. I just need a little bit more hands-on time before I can, make that. So this is being filmed well before my review video goes up. But, in my review videos, I've got, kind of a bit of a structure to it, to where, I kind of want to try and stay within a certain time limit, so that way, people don't have to watch too long of a video to get the whole review. I've got a bit of a structure going on. I've got dot points to follow. Whereas with these videos, like speed builds kind of videos, I'm kind of just talking about whatever's coming to mind with what I'm seeing on screen with the build at that moment in time. So if you want to see more of these videos, definitely let me know in the comments, and give the video a thumbs up, because thumbs ups likes are super appreciated. I don't know what I was going to say there. I have no idea. See, that's the joys of this video. You get to hear, my comical grammatical errors with words, because words are super difficult apparently, which is interesting. I think the only thing thus far in terms of like my initial impressions of this pack that is kind of, underwhelmed me, I guess, is probably the Creator Sim. Honestly, I don't know. I haven't really spent a whole heap of time in Creator Sim, because it's not a part of the game that I really, really love. I like build and live mode. That's where my interests lie in this game personally. And I just feel like Cass might be a little bit underwhelming. There's a couple of standout pieces like there is in every single pack, but this one, I don't know. There's just something that I find a little bit underwhelming about it. And I'll talk more about it in my review when I like write down all my thoughts, and I have like all of my thoughts, written fully down and exercised. But at the moment, I don't really have that kind of written and, you know, articulated, I guess is the word, you know, big, smart people words. You know, I think the men and the masculine Sims got a really good range of options this time, and they've been doing the better, the Sims team, in the last couple of releases for the masculine Sims, which is starting to make me not have that opinion anymore necessarily, that like masculine Sims don't get love anymore. I do genuinely think that they're starting to get a lot more love, you know, in kit releases and, you know, things like that. You know, I haven't seen it with a game pack because we haven't gotten a game pack in a while, but, you know, at kit releases, we haven't been getting much love for the masculine Sims. Whereas with the last few expansion packs, Growing Together, Horse Ranch, and now this one, they've been getting a lot more love, which I'm really appreciative of, because I've been asking for that for so long. And I know so many other Simmers have as well. Even like my masculine custom content selection is not even great. So, you know, I think it's really awesome to see that kind of, you know, that changing a little bit for the better, which I really appreciate a lot. One of the big reasons that I actually haven't had much time in the world at all to, you know, play with this pack is I've been doing a bit of an office renovation at the moment. So I've been renovating my office space, which has meant my computer has been down and out for several days at a time, which I mean, you know, the end result is very fruitful and very lovely, and I love that a lot. But also at the same time, when I've got like, you know, a couple weeks of early access to a Sims pack, you know, I want to make the most of my time of having early access. Just a little heads up as well, when I get early access to these packs, I don't have the access to my custom content or any of my mods or any other packs. It's purely the base game update that comes out prior to the release of the 4 Rent pack. I was about to say 4 Ranch, lol. It's purely the base game update that comes out prior to the pack, and then the pack itself is all it is. That way you can kind of test it out for bugs and whatnot. You know, that's not necessarily the intent of it, to test it out for bugs, but, you know, you can report bugs and things like that. You can tell them, you know, hey, I found this bug or whatever, or, you know, actually experience the pack uninterrupted by anything else that may potentially cause issue, because obviously we know mods will definitely cause issue for, you know, new pack releases. I always think back to the Sims 4 high school years when they released that pack. All of my CC beds didn't work for months, and there are still some in my game to this day that still do not work. I really appreciate, you know, the Sims team and EA for being able to be so generous and giving early access to somebody like me now 3 times this year, you know, across 3 of the biggest expansion pack releases, and probably arguably, you know, 3 of the best expansion packs we've probably gotten, you know, in The Sims 4 since the game released in 2014. I always have a bit of a moment when I realize, oh my God, this game came out in 2014 and it is now 2023. I am a couple of months away from turning 24 years old. Like, I've been playing this game for nearly 10 years. Like, I have 3.5, nearly 4,000 hours in this game. Like, it's really kind of like those, whoa, huge moments. But I really am so grateful to the team for being able to give me early access. You know, when I first got early access to Growing Together, it was a huge pinch me moment. I remember where I was when I got the email. You know, I was in public. I went to the bathroom and my phone went off, and I still remember that moment. I was like, oh, I was not expecting an email right now. You know, everybody else knows that I'm not at home right now. Who's emailing me? And, you know, and I had a look at it and I was like, oh my God, no way. You know, and it felt like a childhood dream coming true. So I always really appreciate these opportunities. But I think I'm going to stop the talking for this video here, leave you with some nice tunes, the rest of the build, and you know, you got to see apartment number 3. Apartment number 3 is honestly the best one, and I really love how that one came out. It's the biggest. It's probably got the best living, dining space and kitchen space out of all 3 apartments here. It just doesn't have much of a yard at all because it's on top of somebody else's house, so it doesn't have much of a yard at all, which really sucks. But hey, that's fine. You know, I'm sure Sims can learn to live with it. It's all right. You know, some Sims will hate it, some Sims will love it. But yeah, thanks so much for joining me on this video. I really appreciate it. Stick around to the end because there'll be a tour of the entire build up close and personal using Tabcam. This build will go on my gallery, by the way, once the 4 Rent pack is live. I'm not able to upload it at the moment because the 4 Rent packs are not out yet, so I don't have access to the gallery in this build version of the game. Otherwise I would upload it immediately, but I don't have access to it yet. So as soon as I'm able to, you'll be able to find it on my gallery. So make sure you're dropping a follow on my gallery page. Same username as my social platforms, XIMOPTI. It's on screen currently for you, and it'll be in the description. I was about to say comments, but it's going to be in the description below this video, along with all my other links, say to my Twitch, my other YouTube channels, TikToks, Twitters, Instagrams, X's, whatever you call them nowadays, will all be linked in the description below. But thank you so much for joining me on this video. I really appreciate it. Again, if you want to see more of this kind of video, please let me know in the comments section below, and by leaving a like on this video, giving it some support, because that means the world to me and tells me that you want to see more of these kinds of videos in the future. I'll probably do more if you like them, in between pack releases, but I'll definitely make an effort to do speed builds whenever I get early access to packs, because I had a lot of fun making this one. It was a good way to occupy my time with the pack on that very first day. But thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. And let me know as well if you want any other info of For Rent before my early access ends. Otherwise, I will endeavor to get to it once the pack fully releases. But once the pack fully releases, I am going to have a lot of other things to do as well, with cross-pack gameplay, CC, custom content, mods, all that kind of fun stuff. But thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. I am really, really grateful. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you're new, and turn your notifications on so you don't miss a single one of my videos, including all of my For Rent early access content that you will be seeing here on my channel over the next little while. Thank you again to the EA Creator Network and to the Sims team for providing me with early access to The Sims 4 For Rent. I am truly grateful to you guys for being able to give me that early access. It's always fun getting to have early access to these packs and, getting to explore all the new features and whatnot. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of this build. Stick around to the end for the tour, and I will catch you guys on the next one.
Sí, sonamos.